I followed Gideon's directions toward the cave where this Albanarg woman was supposed to be hiding in. This must be the place. I wonder how Gideon knows this. Inside were demi-humans and snails with crystalline breath. And yet I'm still being hunted. It's just us. Let's duel. After that duel, I ran into another Bloodhound Knight like Dara will. And after making short work of him, I finally met the woman in question. Back on the outside. Is that her?
Foul tarnished. What do you want? I told the all-hearing brute that I possess no such medallion. Or have you come to take more from me? Was my other half not enough?
I'm not here to harm you.
I beg you. Would you look after this medallion? You must keep it out of the cursemonger's hands. And if you should meet the young Albinoric Latena, then please give it to her.
What? Do you speak true? So old Albus entrusted his medallion to you. Then I've no choice but to trust that this was his dying will. Let's try again. I'm Latena. An Albinoric, the same as old Albus. My apologies for my coarse words earlier. I presume the worst. Seeing that you're another tarnished like that all-hearing brute. I hope that you will forgive me.
It's okay. From my experience, I understand.
The medallion's better off in your hands anyway. Would you consider doing me a great service? I must go back. There is something I must do, even if I must say farewell to my wolf, Lobo. Will you show me the way? To the land of Mikkela's Halig tree. If you accept, I would gladly apprise you of the whereabouts that the medallions are the half.
Yes, please.
Thank you kindly. They say the other half of the medallion is beyond the Forbidden Lands, north of the Erd Tree, in Castle Sol, on the mountain tops of the Giants, accessible by the Grand Lift of Rold.
Well, I'd love to see those beautiful mountains again. Why not?
Then I suppose it's time. Farewell, Lobo. My faithful wolf. My better half. I will go with the Tarnished, so that our journey will not have been in vain. Forgive me, Lobo. Call upon me when needed, and I will fight at your side.
You have my thanks, Latenna. After allying myself with the Albinarch's cause, we traveled back to the mountains and made our way to the old abandoned castle. Midway was a skeletal graveyard. Climbed through their graves as Torrent and I ran through. I wonder if Hunter D would have ever came here if that curse from Druid didn't get to him. This must be the place. Though I arrived, so did another. You're mine, Tarnished. After him, it wasn't over. Another one. still as dangerous as ever, I see. Yusrei, why are you here? I'm here to help you out. I knew you'd be back to these mountains eventually. Okay, there's an artifact here that I need. Then let's get going! We entered the abandoned castle. 2 ice lions nested inside. But within the castle there was a pretty peculiar sword. An apparition. This sword I found reminds me a bit of a demigod in the past named Godwin. Sounds irrelevant news to me. At this point, it most likely is. Interesting, at least. As we thought no one could be here, we've encountered a commander that summoned ghosts of banished knights. That was unexpected, but thanks for the help. No problem. I'm happy I'm not here to kill you anymore. Yeah. Further up was another lingering apparition with the other half of the medallion. This is it. Mikola, I keep hearing that name. But he wanted an eclipse. Wait, could it be? The comrade in question, could it have been Godwin? With this sword being here, could Mikola possibly have attempted to bring Godwin back? If so, I suppose it was a failed one. I wonder if I'll ever meet this Mikola. I wonder if he's even still alive. All I hear are mentions, but no actual trace of him. Well, it's time to move on. Did you find what you were looking for? I did. Thanks. I also wanted to give you these. They suit you better than I. Now I hope you find the Lord of Bloody Fingers and end him. Thank you very much, Yusure. Afterwards, Yusure and I parted ways, and I headed to the lift of the road to hoist the new medallion. The lift led me to a cold catacomb full of militiamen. Finally outside. Whoa, thick snow. I was within a consecrated snowfield. It was so dense that I could barely see anything. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to brave this snow. So I hopped on Torrent and took a ride through it. Deeper in, the snow cleared up a bit and I was able to see much better. After a bit of exploring, I found an abandoned church where Latana's destination was.
O young yet towering sister of ours, let the birthing droplet in and create life for us, for all the Albinorics. Thank you. I finally fulfilled my purpose. Our young yet towering sister will give us hope. Now that nothing is left unfinished, I will join you in battle to the bitter end. And when the fighting is done, then you may lay me to rest. Beside Lobo, my dear wolf.
It was my pleasure. For what I've seen of the Albinorics, I am glad that there is still hope for you all, and I am glad that I was able to take part in aiding your cause. Now, since I'm here, I may as well do some exploring. And that was what led me to my previous objective. I just began heading westward and noticed blossoms as red as blood in the snow, and then I was attacked by a high-ranking bloody finger. This is getting old. But that one didn't look ordinary. I then took a look around and noticed a warp gate drenched in blood. A warp gate? Dripping with blood. Now this has to be as obvious as ever. I then took the plunge. I then noticed I was in complete darkness. Then I noticed that I was in a cave, but when I ran to the exit, I knew this was the right place. I'm underground, and that place, and that feeling, like it's calling out to me. Yes, that is that same place I saw with Lady Kisara. I'm finally here. Could the Lord of Blood want me to challenge him? That would explain one sending assassins after me. Provoke me to come to you, huh? Well, I'm here. Just you wait. As I began my travel, I saw tons of other generation of Albinarics, all in depressing-looking states. Instead of fighting them, I rode past them in a rush to finally meet this lord. Ew, this is disgusting. We were in a shallow lake of blood, full of Albinarics and undead spirits. Here's a sweet one for making you run through that. Now on foot in the mausoleum, there were tons of undead just wandering about. Rather dark in there. Ugh. As if I needed more proof that the Lord of Blood is here. Almost there. I wonder who that statue is supposed to be. From the talisman, the Lord of Blood is an omen. Not important. This is it, and that feeling is pulling me in as strong as ever. A cocoon with an arm sticking out. At this moment, it all hit me. Severe anxiety, with the fact of knowing this would be the first time I've challenged a demigod completely alone. All other times I've had Kisara, Yusrei, Blythe, and even Melina, and other powerful foes I've had Skady, but this time, I'm alone. Perhaps I should have asked Yusrei or Kisara to come with, but this wasn't their fight. Or perhaps I should have searched for Skady, but she's so mysterious I wouldn't know where to look. However, Yusrei did give me this katana, so maybe in a way, he is here. After my rambling thoughts, I finally challenged him.
Dearest Mikola, you must abide alone a while. Welcome, honored guest, to the birthplace of our dynasty.
You. Because of you, I'm being hunted. You've had many Tarnish hunt and kill and have been killed in your name. And even used fear tactics like cutting out tongues. Your dynasty is over! go out fighting.
I can see it as clear as day. The coming of our dynasty. Morgwyn.
After that battle, I was stumbling back to the exit, but then collapsed out cold. When I came to, I was still weary, but able to walk. I wasn't sure if I was really alive or not, but the pain I was feeling was real enough. I still felt as if something was calling me, but I ignored it and walked to the elevator. Then I noticed all the henchmen still around, and I was in no condition to face them, so I turned back and decided to investigate the callings that I felt. As I've gotten closer, I've noticed no sign of Moog, the Lord of Blood, but a figure dressed in white was here. I thought, could this be a being coming to take me to the afterlife?
Ah, were you guided here by kindly Mikola? I am Leda, and like you, I was guided by faith along his honorable path. Touch the withered arm, and you too will be transported to the realm of shadow where Mikola the Kind now dwells. My compatriots are there already. Like us, they have heard kindly Mikola's call. If you can find them, they are certain to lend you aid.
Mikola, that name again. I didn't think much at all and followed this mysterious letter's orders.